Morning again, Sophia.
Morning, Bernie. That's right. We are at the second day, closing out this forum, a two-day meeting on China's huge One Belt, One Road initiative, which was announced back in 2013 by President Xi Jinping. Now, it is a big move to build a trade and logistics network to connect China more with the rest of the world. And it's mostly aimed at trying to give the country even greater global influence. Now, keep in mind, this was announced a number of years ago when the U.S. was still leading talks to sign the Trans-Pacific Partnership, the TPP, a giant trade deal that would have also increased U.S. influence in this part of the world. And as such, China was interested in trying to make sure it had its own voice heard. The U.S. with the new Trump administration has, of course, backed down from that deal, but China has continued to push forward with this huge plan. Lots of money being spent. Just over the weekend, over $100 billion pledged by President Xi Jinping for the initiative. Now, on the ground, it is all about the companies that will try to implement what Beijing wants. Chinese telecom firm ZTE signed an agreement to expand digital television services in Pakistan, one of the countries on the One Belt, One Road route. Here is Zhang Zhenhui, Executive Vice President of ZTE, about how the initiative will impact the company.
The One Belt, One Road policy to ZTE is a very important opportunity. Before the policy was announced, ZTE already had 20 years of overseas development. We believe the policy will greatly support the company's next phase of international expansion. After 2 decades of overseas experience, ZTE has had plenty of great partnerships with other countries. In more than 50 out of the 65 countries that are along the One Belt, One Road route, we are cooperating very well with their telecom operators, government enterprises, and in the mobile phone market.
Can you please tell me more about ZTE's participation in the One Belt, One Road Forum and its expectations?
ZTE has enjoyed long-term strategic partnerships with many Belt and Road countries. In this forum, many national-level strategic agreements will be signed. ZTE is the one and only Chinese company representative that has a seat in the signing ceremony.
Can you tell me more about the kinds of agreements and deals that ZTE might be announcing this weekend in the forum?
The agreement we are signing is about a digital television transition project that we are contracted to build for Pakistan. This is a project with significant importance as it provides telecommunications service to many Pakistani people, including ones who live in rural and remote areas. This is a key strategic project by the two governments, and ZTE serves as the bond between the two nations.
ZTE recently pled guilty and paid a fine, a $900 million fine to the U.S. government to settle a case on dodging Iran sanctions. This cut into the company's full-year earnings, a net loss. And obviously, the American market is very important to the company. You source about 30% of your components from U.S. suppliers. Can you talk about how this has impacted business overall and if you're going to change your strategy going forward?
Regarding the case that you've mentioned, we did reach a solution with the relevant department in the United States. In March, we also posted a public announcement on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange. The U.S. market has always been crucial to ZTE. Our smartphone sales have always been among the top 4 in terms of market share. At the same time, in the premium prepaid phone market, we have also seen tremendous growth. We believe in the next stage, ZTE will have a stronger, brighter performance in the U.S. market.
What is ZTE's view of the new Trump administration in the United States and overall U.S.-China trade relations?
China and the U.S. are two great nations in the world, and they are also the biggest and second biggest economies. Over the years, both countries have worked very closely in economic and trade areas. I believe in many years from now, the economies of China and the U.S. will embrace even deeper ties and cooperation.
So can you tell me about what ZTE is doing to develop 5G?
5G will be ZTE's champion product. We have come a long way in the history of mobile networks. It's fair to say that ZTE was a follower in developing 2G networks, a leading member in 3G and 4G networks. Today, we can say with strong certainty that we will be the leader of 5G networks. We have already applied our pre-5G solutions over more than 40 telecom operators in more than 30 countries. The era of 5G will be the era of ZTE.
Now, China, with the One Belt, One Road initiative, is definitely trying to push an image of itself as a global connector, certainly trying to seek greater influence around the world. And it's clear that Beijing knows the kind of influence that it can buy with this kind of money, hundreds of billions of dollars we're talking about over the next couple of years. Now, this is also a way for China to shore up access to energy resources. Company executives at oil firm Sinopec that we spoke with did mention that China has for a long time been quite poor in terms of natural resources, and so this is definitely another area that the government is interested in making sure it has secured. And of course, as domestic economic growth has slowed, trying to push overseas investment is yet another way to balance the woes that China is seeing at home.